Hey everybody, Max here from MaksPlayground, and welcome to a Sims 2 speed building video. This is a speed build in Somersby Bay, which is the custom neighborhood that I am currently working on. This is in the rural district of Somersby Bay, which has been kind of the area that I've been really working on lately. I have about 2 or 3 more builds, and then this area will be done, this district will be done. But this house is more of a little cottage. It is kind of like a sunflower cottage almost. It is a little bungalow. It only has 1 bedroom, and it is for what I imagine to be an older couple, either an older adult couple that is about to age into elders, or a couple that is already like an elder couple, or maybe an elder, just one sim. I don't know. I do plan on moving in an elder couple though. I'm thinking of getting that creative sim video going and recording and stuff like that. But as of right now, I haven't done it. It is a pretty small house though. It has 1 bedroom, a smaller kitchen, and like you walk in and it is the kitchen and the dining room, and then a little bathroom off to the side, and then the living room in the back with the bedroom. And then I have a little bit of a greenhouse in the back as well. I picture this couple, or the person, like the sim that lives here, to be really into gardening. Not like a super huge amount, but they like to, you know, have gardening on the side. Maybe they're in the garden club, stuff like that. And then I added like a little porch area in the back. I also picture the people that live here to be like, they really want like some birds and stuff like that. I don't know why I always picture old people having birds. I think it's because my grandmother loved birds, and when she was alive, she absolutely adored birds, and I actually learned a lot about birds from her and things like that. Her favorite bird was actually a hummingbird, and I love hummingbirds because of like everything my grandma kind of taught me about them and showed me them growing up and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, I kind of picture this house to be more for a older couple, not really have any kids. Maybe they have grandkids and stuff like that. Like maybe their family lives in another area in the neighborhood, but they do maybe a grandmother, or you know, a grandfather and grandmother, or 2 grandmothers, or you know what I mean. I kind of picture that. But yeah, it was really fun to build though. It wasn't super difficult, didn't take me too long, but it was nice. I had some trouble deciding what I wanted to do for the bedroom. I didn't know how I wanted to decorate it, but I figured it out, and I didn't know at first how I was gonna do like the outside, which you see me kind of adding more stuff there. And then at first I made it smaller than I had intended it to be, but then I add onto it and whatnot. But yeah, I am making this as pretty much the last house of 2018, so I do hope that you guys are all having a wonderful New Year's Eve, you guys had a good New Year's, and I really do hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate the holidays, that is. You know, I just hope that you are doing well, you got to see your family, and if you don't really celebrate the holidays, or the holidays are a really hard time of year for you, it's okay. That is totally fine. I get that. I have friends that really don't like the holidays because it is a tough time of year for them. It is in general a tough time of year for me as of now, because it has been a whole year since my grandmother has passed away. My grandfather isn't doing too well as my cousin. Their grandfather just recently passed away, like on their dad's side, and I know that it's extra tough for them because they're already dealing with the fact that it's been a year since my grandmother, or our grandmother, passed away on the mom's side. So yeah, I understand if the holidays aren't your favorite time of year. I totally get that, and either way, I hope you're doing well, and I am really excited though for it to be 2019. I am so excited for everything that is about, that is supposed to happen, or not supposed to happen, that could be happening in my life coming the next couple months. I'm going to be graduating from my college program. My boyfriend's going to be graduating, so we're going to be starting like a new chapter come April. That's going to be going on, and then I don't know where we're gonna be, and like it's kind of the first time in a while that I really don't know where we're gonna be, and by this time next year I have no idea. My life, it's kind of scary, to be honest, but it's exciting, and I'm really excited for that. So Yeah, and I'm excited for the channel. I'm so excited for some of the projects that I have planned. I am starting a new Let's Play, and the results exactly is the results from that poll that I've been talking about on my channel is Veronaville. So I will be starting a Veronaville Let's Play. I am kind of figuring out how I want to do it and stuff like that, but I really hope that you guys are excited for that, or that you guys will be watching it in the coming year, and in the next, probably the next couple days. It'll be out by the time this video goes up. I am currently recording it on the 30th of December, so it will be going up either New Year's Eve or whatever the Monday is. I think it's New Year's Eve. So yeah, I do hope that you guys have a wonderful New Year's Eve. I hope that you're safe and you're well and you're excited. Tell me what you're doing for New Year's Eve. Tell me what you guys are doing tonight. Tell me what you guys are like, any family traditions, or any traditions between you and your significant other. Let me know. I'm always interested in seeing what other people do. That was the one thing I was thinking about a lot on Christmas, because it's such a universal holiday for so many different people. And I know it's a Christian holiday and stuff like that, but I know a lot of people that aren't religious and celebrate Christmas. So I was kind of thinking about that, like, it's such a big day for so many people, and I just wonder what everybody around the world is doing. And I love reading about different cultures and how they celebrate holidays. It's a weird hobby of mine to figure out. Not really figure out, but like just look at, and like I love looking at different like pictures of, or like reading stories about that kind of stuff, and it's really cool. So let me know how you guys celebrate. What do you guys usually do on New Year's? What are some family traditions or traditions that you like to do? Do you like to go out and party? Do you go out to the bar? Do you stay at home with your friends? Do you do like a friend's New Year's or a friendsmas, kind of like Christmas? Or do you celebrate alone? Do you go to bed early? I don't think I've ever, besides like since I was about maybe 14 or 13 or 14, I've always kind of celebrated with my friends, except for when I think it was my 16 or 17. 18? I don't know. I remember one of them. It was 17 or 18. I celebrated with my family at my grandparents' place. But besides that, since I was about 14, but I even drank with my cousins that night. So since then, I've just always had a couple drinks and always hung out. The last couple of years, though, that I've been, like, since I've been with my boyfriend, we haven't really partied or anything like that. We kind of just hang out, play video games, watch, bring in the new year. And this year my mom is here visiting where we're living, so she was the one who picked us, or she's the one who drove us back from our hometown. We spent Christmas in our back home this year. I talked a little bit about that in a couple of my other videos that I pre-recorded. I said I'm at home right now, yada yada. So yeah, Christmas was really good. I had a really good Christmas with my boyfriend's family. I visited my own family on the 23rd or something like that. The 23rd, yeah, the 22nd I spent with my family on Christmas, or for like, we had like a family thing. And then we also I also had a good time on Christmas Eve with my boyfriend's family. It all kind of went by really quickly. I felt that this year. It went by super quick. It was like, we went home on the 26th, though, and kind of just been home since. I haven't really done too much, and just kind of been relaxing. It's been good. It's been fun. And yeah, I'm excited, though, for New Year's and things like that. What did you guys do for Christmas? Or if you guys do celebrate Christmas, what did you do on that day, on the 25th? There was some pretty funny things that happened when my boyfriend and I were back home, and I will share the stories. I made a tweet about it. I said, what an interesting couple days it has been. So I will share that because I did make a mental note of it. And so on the first night that my boyfriend and I got back to where we live, I almost said where I lived. I don't share where I live anymore. But yeah, the first time we got back, we took a Greyhound bus or a Northland bus back home, and then we arrived at the bus station. Now, my mom picked us up, and it was about 6:30 at night, 6:30, and dropped us off at the bus depot, which is where the city buses pick us up and pick people up and drop people off. And it's kind of in a rougher area of town. It's in the downtown core, and a lot of weird things happen down there. A lot of nefarious things happen down there. It is kind of a sketchy little area to hang out sometimes, and I grew up around there, and I know some of the sketchier things that have happened. And you know, I used to hang out there a lot when I was a teenager. I used to meet my friends there when I was a teenager, catch the bus, stuff like that. So I kind of am used to that kind of stuff. Whereas my boyfriend grew up in kind of a nicer area of the city. He grew up more of the suburban area of the city, and didn't really experience a lot of ghetto kind of stuff, quote unquote ghetto. I was not even that ghetto, but like, it's, you know, things like that. And so my boyfriend and I were waiting for our bus to catch to go out to his grandparents' place, because my mom doesn't like driving at night. So we I went into the bathroom because I needed to check my hair or something. Like, I don't know, I just had to go and look in the mirror for a second to be vain, whatever. And so I went and I did that, and I got out, and not even a minute later, and there was this man that was standing beside my boyfriend, just kind of talking to him, and I didn't really understand who it was, or maybe he knew him, something like that. And then I just kind of looked at him, and he said, okay, like, as before he was leaving, he was like, oh, I'm sorry about that, man. And I looked at my boyfriend, and he was like, no harm, no foul. And I was like, what happened? And he said, somebody tried to rob us. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean somebody tried to rob us? And he said, somebody asked to see what was in our bags. And I said, the guy that was just there. And he said, no, some other man who was drunk came up to us and you know, tried to rob me. And I'm like, what did you say? Like, what did you do? And he's like, I said, absolutely not. And then he asked to look in our bag a second time, and my boyfriend kind of said, no effing way. And then that man that was standing beside him when I came out of the washroom went up to him and said, hey man, like, leave them alone, it's not the people, it's not them. So I don't know what the deal was, and my boyfriend didn't either, but my boyfriend was pretty stricken up, and he was just like, I just want to get on the bus and go home. Like, I want to go to my grandparents' place. And it was just really weird because, like, it's not that I wasn't stricken up or anything like that. It was kind of crazy to me, but it wasn't something that, like, surprised me, as weird as that sound. I wasn't surprised by it. I wasn't kind of like alarmed by it. I know that if I would have been standing with my boyfriend, it probably would not have happened, because I find in public places, because there was a lot of people around, there was security there, not like right at our attention, but there was security in the area. I know if I would have probably been there, that wouldn't have happened. Like, nobody would have tried to take from us. I think that you know, I find that in public or crowded areas, older men don't really prey on younger women, like on women, unless it's like a really weird situation. It's happened to me in busy areas, but nothing like, I've never had a man try to rob me. Whereas with women, I find women who are more likely to do that to other women in a public place or something like that, in a weird place. I just feel like that's more likely where I live. I've seen it happen, and I've kind of experienced it, where women have demanded me to show them what I have and stuff like that. You know, nothing too dangerous or anything like that, but I find it's more apt to happen where women aren't afraid to attack other women, whereas men in public, where they can very easily be taken down by security and stuff like that, they're more apt to not do it. So it was weird. It was really weird, and it kind of weirded me out that I just wasn't surprised by it, I guess you could say. It was kind of funny though. It was just kind of like, I was like, wow, like, we weren't even been here for an hour and this already happens. What the hell? But yeah, my boyfriend was pretty shaken up, and because he's not really used to things like that happening. He's not really used to being in like kind of ghetto situations, whereas I'm more used to that, I guess. I kind of grew up in the rougher area of the neighborhood, and the area that I lived in, I wasn't really the nicest area. It wasn't really suburban kind of thing, so it was just kind of like, all right, like, just another day in the neighborhood kind of deal. But yeah, then the second day, there's another story, yeah, it gets funnier. And then the second day that I was, we were up, we decided to go visit one of my boyfriend's friends, and he came and picked us up and drove us back to his place, and I was meeting up with a friend, like an old friend that I had made plans with. We were gonna go for coffee and stuff like that, and so I was like, all right, like, I'll just get a ride into town and, you know, go and meet up with my friend when he's ready to hang out. And so I decided I was going to take a cab to go meet up with my friend, and I had to wait for a cab at like this, like kind of like the corner store, like at a store, because my boyfriend's friend lived in a weird little like alcove area where not a lot of cabs know how to get there. So the area that which my boyfriend's friend lives in is kind of another rougher area. It's like a different section of downtown that's a little bit rough, where a lot of sex workers, aka prostitutes and stuff, do their business. And I was waiting outside of the store, and I didn't know anybody in the area. I was waiting with this woman who was just kind of waiting outside the store, loitering or whatever. And some man, drove up by the store, pulled in and parked and rolled his window down, looked at us and said, "Are one of you ladies working?" Now, I knew what that meant because it's happened to me before, previously and like a couple years ago. And this other woman looked at me and she just like rolled her eyes and went into the store. But I was waiting for a cab and I didn't want to miss my cab. So I just like looked down. I didn't say anything. I was just kind of like appalled and just like, if I don't say anything, like he'll understand. So he got caught on pretty quickly. He's like, "Oh shit," rolled up his window and drove away immediately. And then my cab still wasn't there. And then another guy was like, this older guy in this vehicle was parked, and he just kept staring at me and being weird. And I don't know what, I have no idea if he was like trying to proposition me or something, but I was like getting really upset and getting really annoyed. My cab still wasn't there. I saw the city bus coming by and I was like, F this. I bolted for the city bus and I caught it, and I texted my friend. I'm like, "I'm running late. This happened." Of course. And so that was the second day that I was in back home. And I was just like, typical bullshit that would happen where I live. When I was a kid, I grew up in, like I would mention earlier, I grew up in a kind of a tougher area, a rougher around the edges area. I wouldn't say ghetto because it really isn't ghetto compared to some places, but it was a rougher area. It wasn't a rich area. My parents weren't super wealthy or anything like that. I had everything I needed, but our house wasn't this beautiful big house, and I wasn't living in no gated community type of thing. I don't even think there is gated communities in the city that I'm from, but I digress. So when I grew up in kind of a rougher area, and it was an area that a lot of sex workers and prostitutes and stuff like that roamed around. And growing up, my friends and I were exposed to that from a young age up until, we pretty much moved out on our own. And there's been times when we've been mistaken, people tried to pick us up. I've been propositioned by an older man who wouldn't leave me alone. I had to run into a guitar store that was right by the bus stop that I was waiting at, and I knew the people who owned it and everything, thankfully. And the person that was there gave me a ride to the bus depot, and where I had to go meet friends for whatever reason. And yeah, it was definitely scary, especially when you're like 15, 16 and there's an old man thinking you're a prostitute. It was not fun. Now, I don't look down on prostitutes or sex workers. I don't look down on them. More or less, I just want them to be safe. That is my biggest thing. I just want safety for them. I understand that it is very scary. It is rough. It is not a job that I would recommend for anybody, of course. So I grew up talking to some of them. I did talk to a few of them. They were pretty nice, honestly. They were pretty nice people. They watched a lot of the girls in my neighborhood get propositioned, and they always got really upset about that. Not because we were taking their business or anything, but because it was unsafe. And they were always really nice. And I didn't get to know them like buddy kind of thing, but they were, they looked out for the younger girls in the neighborhood, which was good. So yeah, that was definitely an interesting upbringing. My parents never really knew about a lot of it, though. I never really told them that, hey, I almost got picked up today by some old man who thought I was a prostitute. It wasn't something I really wanted to put on my parents, But yeah, it was definitely interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really it was just a fun being back home though, because just I do miss home sometimes. It was nice seeing my friends. But yeah, let me know some of the things that you got up to on your Christmas holidays, or if you worked, or let me know in the comments below. Maybe you can relate to some of the things that I've talked about. I hope that none of this bothered you if you did listen to it all the way through. You know, people come from different backgrounds and come from different upbringings and different areas in the world, and it's not always peaceful, and it's not always sunshines and rainbows, and I'm trying to kind of share that with you guys, kind of tell you guys about that a little bit, by not, and hopefully not scaring you away, that I am not a sheltered little girl. I had a lot of really crazy things happen to me in my life sometimes, and I'm kind of starting to open up about that, and if it makes people unsubscribe, then you know, that's their decision. But yeah, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you are looking to download this house, there isn't that much custom content there. The link for it is in the description below, as well as the link to my Tumblr and the link to my website. All that stuff is in the description below. I have my Facebook, my Twitter page, my Facebook page, and I think I have my Instagram on there, although my Instagram is kind of going through a change right now. I'm in the process of making my personal Instagram my personal one, and I want to make a gaming one for my simming stuff, things like that. And yeah, I'm working on some of those new things for the new year, so I hope you guys look forward to that. If you aren't a subscriber and you know I'm the kind of person that you would like to listen to more, I guess you could say, think about maybe subscribing or giving this video a thumbs up. That way it lets me know that you guys are interested in some of the content that I do talk about. It's not PG, it is PG-13. I try to keep swearing to a limit, but you know, sometimes I can't help it. Sometimes I like to express myself. If you've been here for a while, you know that, or if you've watched any of my streams on Twitch, you guys know that as well. Speaking of Twitch, I may be bringing some live streaming either on Twitch or on YouTube. I still don't know. I do have a poll in the in my community tab, where I was wondering if you guys were to watch more on YouTube for live streams, or would you guys watch on Twitch. Let me know, because I want to stream a little bit on YouTube, but I also want to start streaming on Twitch regularly. I don't know what things I'll be bringing to the channel. I might just like stream Sims 4 on Twitch and other games on Twitch, and just do Sims 2 on my YouTube channel. Kind of gives it a little bit more separation. I don't know yet though, but I did hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you have a wonderful night tonight, you guys, as it is New Year's Eve, or the day after New Year's. I don't know, it's going up, New Year's or one of them. Yeah, New Year's Eve. I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, or if you're not watching this any time near the holidays, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. And thank you so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me. Thank you so much for this amazing year. It has been crazy, and I can't wait till 2019 to start. So I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will be talking to you in my next video. Bye guys.